Chapter 1 of The Sad Fortunes of the Reverend Amos Barton. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Bruce Pirie. Scenes of Clerical Life by George Eliot. The Sad Fortunes of the Reverend Amos Barton. Chapter 1. Shepperton Church was a very different-looking building 25 years ago. To be sure, its substantial stone tower looks at you through its intelligent eye, the clock, with the friendly expression of former days, but in everything else what changes! Now there is a wide span of slated roof flanking the old steeple. The windows are tall and symmetrical. The outer doors are resplendent with oak graining. The inner doors reverentially noiseless with a garment of red baize. And the walls, you are convinced, no lichen will ever again effect a settlement on. They are smooth and innutrient as the summit of the Reverend Amos Barton's head, after 10 years of baldness and supererogatory soap. Pass through the baize doors, and you will see the nave filled with well-shaped benches, understood to be free seats, while in certain eligible corners, less directly under the fire of the clergyman's eye, there are pews reserved for the Shepperton gentility. Ample galleries are supported on iron pillars, and in one of them stands the crowning glory, the very clasp or aigrette of Shepperton Church adornment, namely, an organ, not very much out of repair, on which a collector of small rents, differentiated by the force of circumstances into an organist, will accompany the alacrity of your departure after the blessing by a sacred minuet or an easy gloria. Immense improvement, says the well-regulated mind, which unintermittingly rejoices in the new police, the Tithe Commutation Act, the penny post, and all guarantees of human advancement, and has no moments when conservative reforming intellect takes a nap, while imagination does a little Toryism by the sly, reveling in regret that dear old brown crumbling picturesque inefficiency is everywhere giving place to spick-and-span, new-painted, new-varnished efficiency, which will yield endless diagrams, plans, elevations, and sections, but, alas, no picture. Mine, I fear, is not a well-regulated mind. It has an occasional tenderness for old abuses. It lingers with a certain fondness over the days of nasal clerks and top-booted parsons, and has a sigh for the departed shades of vulgar errors. So it is not surprising that I recall with a fond sadness Shepperton Church as it was in the old days, with its outer coat of rough stucco, its red-tiled roof, its heterogeneous windows patched with desultory bits of painted glass, and its little flight of steps with their wooden rail running up the outer wall and leading to the school-children's gallery. Then inside, what dear old quaintnesses, which I began to look at with delight even when I was so crude a member of the congregation that my nurse found it necessary to provide for the reinforcement of my devotional patience by smuggling bread and butter into the sacred edifice. There was the chancel, guarded by 2 little cherubims looking uncomfortably squeezed between arch and wall, and adorned with the escutcheons of the Oldenport family, which showed me inexhaustible possibilities of meaning in their blood-red hands, their death's heads and crossbones, their leopard's paws and Maltese crosses. There were inscriptions on the panels of the singing gallery, telling of benefactions to the poor of Shepperton, with an involuted elegance of capitals and final flourishes, which my alphabetic erudition traced with ever-new delight. No benches in those days, but huge roomy pews, round which devout church-goers sat during lessons, trying to look anywhere else than into each other's eyes. No low partitions allowing you, with a dreary absence of contrast and mystery, to see everything at all moments, but tall, dark
Sample complete. Ready to continue?